perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!
How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? Good evening. I know it's a bit late, but I was like, I've been looking at a lot of transfer news on Twitter, so I was like, let me try speak on a few things, because tomorrow I might be very busy. So whatever happens tomorrow, I'm definitely not going to be around to speak on it. But I was like, let me come here and just speak on it, because I'm pretty sure we all woke up this morning, and when we woke up this morning, we saw that Bruno Guimaraes, he's it is close. He's going to finish at is it 23 in about an hour time, in about a few hours time. So it's going to be at 11. Is it 11:59? I'm trying to find that link over here. It is right there. Perfect. I'm going to share this with you for those guys who did not see it. So obviously, all of us have been waiting for Man City to trigger the release clause in Bruno Guimaraes' contract, which is 100 million. I also have got an opinion on it. I was speaking to somebody off camera, and they had a theory. So I don't know if it's a theory, if you can call it a theory, if you call it like word of mouth, but they were telling me something else. I was like, okay, let me also see if I can look into this, and maybe it might be true for the fact that a lot of clubs wanted him, but nobody seems to be willing to trigger it. So let me just share this. So this morning is like Bruno Guimaraes' cost is worth 100 into his contract. We expire tonight. That's today at 23:59 UK time. So basically about 12 a.m. tonight, the release clause is going to expire. Now, I'm pretty sure when you read this, the same one as I did, all of us were panicking. We're like, oh, why is Man City not triggering this? Man City have been linked with him. Why are we taking so long? Why are we not looking for a Rodri replacement? Then I started speaking to a few people, and also I was thinking about it myself. Everybody seems to be interested, but nobody's triggering it. What if maybe clubs are waiting for it to expire? So I was thinking maybe we should be patient and wait for it to expire, because I think maybe clubs are waiting for it to expire and then negotiate with Newcastle. I think that's what's going to go forward. I think in a few days we will see people bidding for him. Obviously, they will not bid as high as 100, because now the 100 is going to be gone, unless there's a miracle. There's no miracle happening so far. We say we're about 2 hours or 1 hour away, and nobody's triggering it so far. And I'm pretty sure nobody's going to trigger it this late unless it's been triggered already and then Fab reports it. But I think a lot of people are going to wait for the Bruno Guimaraes release clause to be expired. Then when it expires, and I'm pretty sure they are going to trigger it. It might be Man City, because Man City have been looking at him, and they've been talking to his camp. And maybe the camp suggested that I just wait for it to expire. Newcastle will accept 80 million, maybe. I don't know what you guys think in the comments. But also, I wanted to speak about alternatives, right? Because the fact that Bruno Guimaraes now, his clause expires, it means we have to look elsewhere. So for me, I was like, let me just find personal alternatives. You guys, if you've got any alternatives, not in my lifetime, guys, go subscribe. Do not in my lifetime. Evening Patrick, all a bit quiet at the moment. It's very, very quiet. And I was talking to my friend who's a United fan. I was like, do you remember when I told you this window will be quiet? Because everybody's scared. Everybody's scared this window. And let's not forget that Man City are in a sort of case with the Prem as we speak. So it's not like maybe that's what they're busy with. Maybe that's the reason why they are not doing anything in this window. But anyway, I was just saying, let me look at alternatives, right? Because we all know that Bruno is the one everybody wanted. Bear with me. Let me just load this up. So we're just going to look at alternatives. Just look at alternatives that, okay, let's say in case Bruno doesn't come in, who can we look at as an alternative? And this is just me looking at alternatives out there who obviously are very similar to Bruno, but might not also be similar, might just be similar to more of Gundogan a bit. Because I think at City, what we're missing is a Gundogan type of player. So let me just load this up. So as I said, obviously, guys, from the beginning, if you saw this, I already showed the tweet by Fab that by 12 o'clock today, the Bruno Guimaraes 100 million release clause is going to expire. As I said, I think teams are waiting for it to expire for them to negotiate. I have a strong feeling some teams will start negotiating. Maybe they'll try to get him for 80, 70, 90 million. You never know. Maybe they'll get a player exchange in there, try to exchange players for Bruno. But let's say that Bruno is now out of the picture. So for me, some of the alternatives that I was looking at are Joao Neves. So Joao Neves is from Joao Neves is from Benfica. I'll try load up SofaScore so you can also see what sort of player he is. Bear with me for a minute so you guys can see what sort of football player he is. So he's from Benfica. He plays as a holding midfielder. He can play the number 6 and he can also play the number 8. Very good player. Very, very, very good player, to be honest with you, Andy. Let's just see how I think he's got it is close in his contract. That's what I'm trying to find here. I think it's 100 and Joao Neves. I think it's 130. If it's not 120, one of the few. He's very young. So let's say, for instance, we don't go for Bruno Guimaraes. Let's not forget that there is close in his contract. I think it's euros. So if it's euros, it means that if it comes to pounds, it might be cheaper. So this is one of the alternatives. So he's 19 years old, right? And he plays for Portugal. He's right-footed. Obviously, his market value is 58, but the risk close is higher. I think it's 120, about that much. He is somebody who, if you buy him, you're buying an investment, because what you're doing is you're buying a player that is going to play for you guys for a long time. Let me try get his stats for the league. There we go. I got his stats for the league. I'm going to share with you this instead. Bear with me for a minute. Let's just share with you this. So this is my alternative. If we don't go back for Bruno after the East closest thing, this is the alternative. Number 1 is Joao Neves, or is it Joao Neves? Joao Neves. And as I said, 19 years old, can play DM, can play midfield. His strength of positioning, long balls, pressing, high pressing, no outstanding weakness. And if you compare with, obviously, we can't really compare. So I'm going to be comparing to Bruno Guimaraes. Let's go to Bruno Guimaraes, because I can't compare to Rodri, because that's a bit unfair for a kid his age, you know. So Bruno G. So let's bring Bruno G. There's Bruno G. If you compare Bruno G to him, there's not really that much. Obviously, Bruno G is more defensive than him. Maybe a bit more creative. But this, as I said, this kid is 19 years old, and this kid obviously has been playing for Benfica. And you will have to play the East Coast. If you see his heat map, you can see that this kid is a box-to-box. He's a number 6, he's a number 8, but he's a midfielder who reads the game very well. He's all over the pitch. If you look at the heat map of a midfielder and you see the heat map is like that, you do know that this is sort of a midfielder who knows what he's doing down the middle. For somebody 19 years old to be able to play at the high level he plays, and I was watching him every time he comes on, even when in the friendlies or few games, and he comes on to play for Portugal, he looks very mature. And I think if Man City go for him, for the fact that Rodri is now 28, 27 years old, somewhere there, if you bring him in now, you're investing for a long time, because that's a 19-year-old. This is a 19-year-old. Big up to you, Adam. Adam, I hope you're well. So this is just an alternative I was looking at. I was like, you know what, as bad as if we miss out on Bruno, if City are not actually serious with Bruno, they can also go for that. Let's even compare him to Rodri. Obviously, comparing somebody to Rodri sometimes is a bit unfair, because Rodri will beat you in everything: tackling, technique, attributes, creativity. Defending, he's very close to Rodri, believe it or not, for somebody his age. So he's very close to Rodri. But I'm saying this is the kid you bring in. He comes in as an understudy. So instead of bringing a Bruno Guimaraes at the age of 26, or bringing the other alternative who I was talking about at the age of 26, you bring him at the age of 19. He stays with the team. You bring him now, and then he can be able to learn under Rodri. Big up, Patrick. How you doing? How you doing? So this is another alternative. I don't know about you guys if you are looking at other alternatives, because I'm just saying, people keep saying, "Oh, Bruno Guimaraes," but there's a lot of alternatives out there. There's players that have that's close that you can be activated. So let's stop with him now. The other one I was looking at for me was Ruben Neves. I know he left Wolves. and he went to Saudi. I think he's 26 years old. I think he's 26 years old. Bear with me for a minute. I'm gonna check. I think he's 26 years old. I just think if you're looking for somebody to replace Gundogan and somebody who can still play as a DM, somebody who still has the legs, he's 27 years old. He's not 27 years old. If you're looking for somebody, I think Ruben Neves would still come to this Man City team and do a lot. I think he would help this Man City team a lot. Obviously, at the moment, he's in Saudi. But if you look at him and John Neves seems to be more defensive than Ruben Neves. Let me just share this with you. You just check here. There his stats. If you looked at the other heat map of Joao Neves, it looks like Ruben Neves doesn't cover that much. Let's see what he's done at the Euros so far. Yeah, he doesn't seem to cover that much. We can bring him back to when he played in the Premier League. Are we able to do that? No. Yeah, Premier League. Yeah. Let's see. Let's bring him back when he played in the Premier League. Yeah, in the Premier League, we can judge him better. So which is better to judge him in the Premier League? Look at him. His hit map is very good. His strengths are playmaking, penalty taking, and positioning. And he can play the number 6 and he can also play the number 8. His value is at 30 million right now. I think if you go to Saudi with about 20 million, even about, let's say if you go to Saudi and you offer them, I think 30 million, I think they will sell you Ruben Neves. I think if we are looking for alternatives, cheap alternatives, somebody who can do the job. As I said, he's very good at attacking. He's also very good at defending. He reminds me of Gundogan. I remember when we went after him. So City ain't getting Bruno then. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking that if the trigger expires at 12 p.m., I said at the beginning of the video that I'm thinking that maybe clubs are waiting for it to expire. So the 100 million expires, then maybe clubs will start negotiating with Newcastle, and maybe Newcastle are going to accept less money. You never know. I keep hearing that Newcastle have to sell, so maybe they will look for less money. So let's go back to Ruben Neves. I'm just saying, you go to Saudi, you offer them the money. The only thing is he's 27 years old, the same age as Rodri. But does that matter? Because Phillips was older than Rodri, remember? Phillips is 28. Rodri is 20. How old is Rodri? I keep saying, how old is Rodri? How old is Rodri? Rodri is 27 too, isn't it? Rodri is 28. So Rodri is 28, and then Ruben Neves is 27. So I say you can still get him. I say you still get him right now. Very good player. He can play the 6, the 8, and he reminds me of Gundogan, the way he plays. I think, to be honest with you, when I saw him going to Saudi, I was disappointed because I think he's very talented. I know City once went for Ruben Neves at that time when he was at Wolves early, and Wolves quoted at such a big price, and I think City stepped away. But I think you go for Ruben Neves, you go to Saudi, as I say, you offer them 30. I'm pretty sure they're taking that 30 because we have to get. This is what I'm telling people. We really have to get somebody to play when Rodri is not there. We need somebody who's very intelligent, somebody who's capable. So as I said, it's up to us. Do we invest in Joao Neves, who's 19 years old right now, at Benfica? We pay the 130 release cost, which would be 100 million, to be honest with you. Good investment, though, because he's young. Or do we go to Saudi and try offer them 30 to 25 million for Ruben Neves and bring him back to the Premier League? So these are the two alternatives, guys, I was looking at because of the Bruno issue. But as I said again, we might come tomorrow where the trigger has expired, the release clause has expired in Bruno's contract, as Fab said this morning, and then find teams have started negotiating with Newcastle. Maybe even the Bruno Guimaraes camp told Man City, Arsenal, and other teams that wait for it to expire, they will receive. I'm telling you, I will be disappointed if Pep doesn't get Rodri's replacement. That is true. I think everybody will be disappointed. Everybody will be disappointed because, trust me, the guy has played so many games. Today, he missed the Spain game because of the card, but he's played every single game. And I think where it's going, he's going to struggle. He might start getting any injuries. And it's just the fact that maybe he looks after himself. But it's very sad to see that he keeps playing. I know people keep saying Kovacic, but Kovacic is not reliable. Kovacic, there's something missing in Kovacic, the final ball. But Ruben Neves, Joao Neves, they look like they can actually hit a final ball. So, guys, that was all I wanted to discuss with you this evening. All of us obviously are impatient this season. Now, let's be honest, we are not enjoying this transfer window. None of us are, because the transfer window is so quiet. But it is what it is. The Prem have the rules, and a lot of clubs are scared to spend. So I just wanted to talk about it, and this is all I had on the transfer news. I was just saying, looking for alternatives, maybe start looking for cheaper alternatives. Let's not forget there's actually players out there who are capable of doing a decent job in that midfield. I don't like Paulinho. Paulinho, I don't think he's as good as people think he is. We can also go for Kimmich. Kimmich, who has got 1 year left, and let's see. Wait. I forgot. Let's see Kimmich. Let's see Kimmich. I've always wanted to see Kimmich. Let's see Kimmich and his stats before we close up here, because Kimmich can also play right back. So let's say, for instance, we sell off Walker. Walker goes. Kimmich, his contract expires 2025. That means he's got 1 year left. But Kimmich is older than Rodri. Kimmich is 29 years old. So I don't know. That's why I'm thinking, would you get a 29-year-old or start investing in a younger player? What do you guys think? Do we go for Kimmich? Let me go to the Bundesliga. Kimmich also looks like his heat map. His strength are passing, long balls, and playmaking. No outstanding weaknesses. The transfer market value says 54 right now with his 1 year contract left. As I said, he's 29 years old. He can play as right back. He can play as a DM. He can play as an attacking mid. He can play as a box-to-box. So Kimmich is a sort of a utility player. I'm pretty sure Kimmich is going to demand a lot of wages, though. I think he's going to demand a lot of money. But as I said, he's 29 years old. Do you go for Kimmich, 29? Do you go for João Neves from Benfica, who's going to cost you 100 million, but he's 19 years old? That means he's an investment for long term. Do you go for Ruben Neves from Saudi? Ruben Neves might cost us 30, but he might also ask for higher wages, but he'll cost us 30, but he's 27 years old, younger than Rodri. Or do you go for experience in Kimmich, who can also play right back, who 29? There's a lot of options here. Oh, how you doing? LeBlue, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. So there's a lot of options. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but there is so many options that you can go to. But it also depends. As I said, if you go after Kimmich, he might ask for a lot of money, and he's 29 years old, turning 30. If you go for Ruben Neves, he's 27. He might ask for a higher fee, but it's still okay. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't demand something over the top. If you go for João Neves, he might not ask for much because he's young. He knows he's going to be here for a long time. Then he will be the investment. You can build the team around him. So there's a lot of options. We'll just have to see how it goes. But also, don't rule out Bruno Guimaraes. As I said, you never know. People might start negotiating with Newcastle after the 100 million release clause has expired. So, guys, that's all I have on the transfers. If the transfers keep coming, I'm going to talk about it. I just wanted to share my opinion on the matter that it's expiring and City haven't triggered yet, and maybe we should start looking for alternatives, or maybe we should just be patient and wait, because as I said, right now the Premier League and City are going head to head for those rules, the sponsorship rules. So maybe that's what's keeping City busy. They don't want to move unless they're done with that. Maybe after they're done with that, that's when we'll see City moving. A lot of clubs are moving. I am very disappointed by one thing, though, the fact that Douglas Luiz has left England and he went to Juventus, 60 million. I think maybe we should have looked into that. I don't know why we didn't look into that. I think he's a perfect player. He could have been perfect next to Rodri. He could have also been perfect when Rodri's not there. He's one of the best holding midfielders this season. He's played very well for Aston Villa. I don't know. Maybe Aston Villa were forced to sell, but Douglas Luiz could have been another. Ruben Neves is on very high wages in Saudi. Therefore, the transfer will not happen. Oh, fair. Maybe fair on that. But maybe he would just want to come back to the Prem. Maybe he would want to play in the Champions League. Maybe Ruben Neves will say, you know what, I'd rather play in the Champions League. Yes, some players might do that. Anyway, guys, that's enough of the video. I'll talk to you if I get anything else. But as I said this morning, Fab tweeted that Bruno Guimaraes is close of 100 million. It's going to expire at 12 o'clock today. No club looks to be interested in triggering it. As I said, maybe clubs will be interested later. I was just saying City might start looking at alternatives. Maybe Kimmich, who's got 1 year left, but he's 29 years old. Let's skip that. Maybe Ruben Neves from Saudi, who's 27 years old and who City went for years ago, but were quoted 100 million by Wolves. Or maybe they might go for João Neves, the Portuguese young DM who's 19 years old. Invest in him, build the team around him, and he can be the next Rodri. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your evening, and let's continue enjoying these Euros. I feel sorry for Croatia, man, for Josko Vadio and Kova. and Modric, man, they tried their best, but football is football. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night.